Oh, I got a phone call at exactly 2 o'clock, and it is a telemarketer. I'm sorry, telemarketer, we do not have time for this because this is the round of 64 results for the Best Boy Bracket, part 1 of 2. Hey everybody, I am Dirk the Red Panda, and like I said, this is the first half of the Best Boy results for round 1. There are so many matches in the round of 64, 32 in total, that I had to break it up into 2 parts so I wouldn't overwhelm y'all. And so, while the first one ends right now, maybe I lied there, gave you guys an extra 10 minutes. Look at me being so generous. I will open the part 2 brackets, or the east half of the bracket. So y'all, the link is in the description, and I can just copy and paste it for anybody who wants it right now. You impatient people. I kid, but yep. I'm also gonna post it in the chat box right in a few seconds, as I forgot to open up my live page to actually put the chat comments in. Here it comes. Okay, perfect. And welcome to my 5 viewers here. I know it's a bit of a slow start, but you know, transitioning from one stream to another can kind of be a bit of a hassle. So here are the part 2 polls if you want to start on those while we do this, but you don't have to, you can wait. But what we're going to be doing now is presenting the first half of the round of 64 results. So, as I go here, just so I can type them in, I'm going to pop up the promo art for Region 1, who are our first results have come in. Here we go. Region 1 consists of... I should have done this earlier. There is our Region 1 matchups. Yes, sup gamers. Region 1 on the left-hand side is Neferu from Adastra/Chemia. Well, no longer a slash, it's a straight bar thing. You know what I mean. But Neferu, our #1 overall seed, is the son of the Chemian Emperor, but not the oldest, so he is not officially in line for emperorship or pharaohship, whatever it's called there. I keep always messing this up. But he is more of a political figure in that he tries to promote intergalactic relations, as his journey, at least in his novels, consists of bettering the relations with Adastra. Meanwhile, on the other hand, we have a protecting like servant, butler person. Yes, he's a butler. Why do I keep saying servant? It is Benson from Password. Butler to the Hammond Manor, and one that is quite trained in the martial arts and other forms of combat. Benson can look a bit innocent or a bit fragile on the outside, but boy, do not turn your back for 1 second. He will just be careful. Speaking of discover, discover the true powers of Benson. Our only upset from the first 4 round, and our lowest seed to make the round of 64. So that's why it is not the 64th seed in this particular spot. He upset Tenkadori to get here, so that is the way of his journey. So, well, we have that on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, we have in the left-hand corner from After Class, the collegiate basketball coach and also the MC's former high school PE instructor. Once again, Coach Gil from After Class. This man's got quite a way of motivating. Let's just say that. So, yep, quite a fit guy, very caring for our MC, but yeah, he is really trying to get us to perform on his sports teams. But his opponent is also kind of a physical stronghold in a sense. He is from far beyond the world in the 32nd seed. Coach Gill is 33rd seed, by the way, so this is a close matchup. So the 32nd seed, he is the pastry maker currently in the town, but he was a former warrior / knight in Avalon, so he's got quite the resume to him. It is Vither. So, these are the two matchups, and I'm going to download the results right about now into a CSV file. And download they go. To the downloads. I'm going to drop this yonder. And put this into R, and hopefully we do not have any mistakes because I finally fixed the slash error from the last stream. Well, in the middle of the last stream I fixed it, but technicalities don't matter here. Alright. Refs, round 1, west. Once again, we are double checking to see everything is spelled correctly. And there are 16 matches. So, we are now going to generate the results into bar graphs so we can present them formally on this stream. Here we go. No issues so far. As I corrected the error of the slash. It wasn't too bad of an error. It's just I had to change one character in the entire, one letter thingamabob. You know what it is. But we are loading up the first results right now. The frames are being generated. It should be done in just a second. So we'll be getting to Neferu and Benson's results first. Here we go. 65%, 70%. We're getting close. It's happening. We're gonna get the results. They are almost there. 95, 96, 97, 100%. They are in. The results are in for Neferu and Benson. Your first winner of the round of 64 and Region 1 is right here. Here we go. Oof. The Pharaoh's taking quite a stronghold on this race as he keeps going, and he will not come back. The Pharaoh with 122 votes wins the first round of his match. Or his first round match. Why did I say it like that before? I don't know. But Neferu advances to the round of 32. But good run to Benson, and congrats on getting this far. Once again, I will just enlarge this window and just pretend I did not see that. Okay, I think the window is big enough. So, in terms of percentages, 79.2% to Neferu, as opposed to Benson's, oh goodness, 20.8%. A lot more than I would have expected from the 66th seed, but nonetheless, congrats to Neferu, and a good run to Benson. But now, we move on to the next match. This one's going to be quite a doozy in that it is the 32nd versus the 33rd seed, our closest seeded matchup in this entire bracket. Here we go. The results between Vither and Coach Gill. They are in. I can see them officially loaded onto the screen. At 2:08 p.m. Daylight Savings Time, Pacific Standard Time, the results are in. Your winner is oh, this is close. Oh, this is too close for comfort. But Coach Gill pulls out the victory and an upset against Vither. Congratulations to Coach Gill from After Class and a good run from Vither. Holy crap. That was a bit scary for Coach Gill fans at first. But nonetheless, Coach Gill pulls it out with a 52.9% of the vote to Vither's 47.1%. But yeah, that was really good match to watch. The coach did it, man. The coach did it. I'm seriously impressed about this match because, yeah, I didn't vote for Coach Gill, unfortunately, so sorry about that. I have my opinions about him, but I could totally see the fan backing, and I think he's a good candidate nonetheless. But I like both, and this was just a great race to see, so I guess it turns out that Neferu will be facing off against Coach Gill. How fitting in their sly and cunning way with plays on words and innuendos. Yes, both have that type to them, so that will be an interesting matchup to see. But the bar graph results are hidden, and we are going to move on to the next region. We go all the way down to Section 16. Here it is. In the left-hand side of the matchup, in the left-hand corner from Tennis Ace, the 17th seed, the Piano Savant, it is June. And he is going up against the 48th seed from Temptations Ballad, our bard. The musicians facing off against each other. Musician versus musician. The 48th seed is Cole. So it's June versus Cole. And on the right-hand side, another Temptations Ballad character in the left-hand corner. 49th seed. A super chat has been donated by... Super chat. I think we got hacked. I'm going to mute this super chat. I think Perpy may have hacked the system. Yeah, I think Perpy may have hacked something because the donations aren't coming through. And I dislike people that do disingenuous donations because that's happened to my friends before. And the chat revenue is not changing as a result of it. So we are going to hide that. Alright, so moving on, we have Hamish from Temptations Ballad. He is kind of our fighter type. I don't know exactly what because I have not played the game, but I guess there are good things to say about him since he made the bracket. But he is facing off against our password gardening savant, our green thumb in a sense, our man of many innuendos. Our cuddly, sweet teddy bear, it is Dean. So the right-hand match is Dean versus Hamish, and the left-hand one is June versus Cole. We are going to see the results of June and Cole first. Our 17th versus 48th. Here we go. The results are in. The winner of June and Cole is... there we go. I almost didn't hit the button. June's pulling out. June is pulling out with a good lead, but Cole is keeping up a little bit. No longer. June is pulling out even more. June is going all the way and takes the dub with a 40-vote margin. June from Tennis Ace advances to the... I was about to say Sweet 16 because of the other thing. The round of 32. June advances to the Section 16 finals. Congratulations to June. June won the matchup with a 63.3% vote to Cole's 36.7. So, that settles that. We move on to our right-hand match. Here we go. Our right-hand match is Dean versus Hamish. The results are in. The winner is Dean with a solid start. Dean is just clutching the lead. He is not letting go. He is just taking this all the way to the bank. Dean wins it with a 45 vote margin. Dean advances to the Section 16 finals in the round of 32. Congratulations to Dean and a good run from Hamish and Cole, who I forgot to mention earlier. Good run to Cole. With 151 responses, dang. Dean received 64.9% of the vote to a 35.1% vote from Hamish. So that, my friends, settles the Section 16. It is going to be June versus Dean with our tightest seeding for the next round. We move on to Section 9. Section 9, here it is. In the left-hand corner, in the left matchup. From Socially Awkward, the MC, the klutz, but also the somewhat imaginative character we have here. It is Jace. And he is facing off against the password intellect. The magician in a sense. The one to know his scientific and pseudoscientific knowledge. It is Roswell. So that is the left-hand match, Jace versus Roswell. We go to the right-hand match. The right-hand match on the left-hand corner from Repeat. We have the rough on the edges, but I don't know enough to say that he isn't on the inside. It is Sissel. Moving on from Sissel, our opponent. He is the son of the Urushihara Company CEO, but he's also quite the tennis ace player. Or, well, he's quite the tennis ace, in a sense. He is also quite the guitarist, and also very intelligent and well-disciplined. In some ways more than others. It is Keisuke from Tennis Ace. So the right-hand match is Keisuke versus Sissel. So, we are going to go to the results. The bar graph results for Jace and Roswell are in. The winner of Jace and Roswell is Jace with a huge lead. He is just crushing this one. He gets into the triple digits, and Jace from Socially Awkward takes the cake with 113 votes to 38. Oh my mercy me. Congratulations to Jace on making it to the round of 32, and good run to Roswell for even getting here. So with 151 responses also, Jace took 74.8% of the votes, while Roswell took 25.2%. Alright. We now go to the next match. The one on the right. Who will face Jace in the Section 9 finals? Will it be Keisuke, the son of the Arushihara Company and potential guitar star? Or will it be the rough and tough Sissel? The results are in. Keisuke, Sissel, your winner is Keisuke with a close lead. No, it's actually a little bit wider than expected, but Sissel is still trying to keep pace, but Keisuke will just keep on marching. Keisuke with 86 votes to Sissel 62. Sissel giving me a tongue twister. Good run from Sissel. But congratulations to Keisuke on winning the round of 64 and going on to the round of 32 to face off against Jace. So, with 148 responses, Keisuke received 58.1 to Sissel's 41.9. Closer, but still no cigar, unfortunately. Yes, Bunny versus Bunny indeed. That's what I was thinking when this match popped up. So, looks like we have our favorites facing off against each other for this section. But now, we move on to Section 8. In Section 8 we have, on the left-hand side, in the left-hand corner, from Password, our anime-loving fan, quite the actor, and one to be quite cheeky with our friends. It is Haas, and he is facing off against one of the wealthier candidates from Repeat. I do not know too much about him. I heard that there's, I guess, a lot behind this family of his. It is Owen from Repeat. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but just covering my grounds, whatever the phrase is. Now we move on to the other side of the section. On the right-hand side, in the 57th seed in the left-hand corner. From Socially Awkward, he is also supposedly a bit on the wealthier side. He also seems to be a bit of an elegant wolf in a sense. It is Rask. And he is going off against another canine, but he is a coyote. He is the 8th seed and the sheriff of Echo in 1915. He is William. A rough and gruff William. So, it is William versus Rask and Haas versus Owen. We are going to start out with Owen and Haas. The results are in. The winner is Owen with a good spark, but Haas will just keep pushing. That the race is somewhat close. Pushing a little more away. Haas is going. He is taking it to the bank again. It is Haas from Password who wins the round of 64 and moves on to the round of 32 and the Section 8 finals. I totally did not expect this personally, but good run from Owen and congratulations to Haas. With 147 responses, Haas received 57.8 to Owen's 42.2. Who will face Haas in the Section 8 finals, you ask? Well, let's find that out right now. In Section 8, in the right-hand side, Rask, William, your results are in. The winner is William with a giant spark, and he is just blasting on through. No room for Rask to breathe. William takes the dub and wins the round of 64 to face off against Haas in the next round. Congratulations to William, and a good run from Rask. So it will be, like I said, Haas and William, but let's see how the responses went down. 148, and William received an even 77% to a 23% from Rask. So that concludes half of our matches so far. We have 8 winners and 8 more to reveal. So far, we only have one upset, and that is with Coach Gill upsetting Vither in a 32 versus 33 seed match, which, you know, those tend to kind of flip-flop either way, but nonetheless, it is our sole upset of this round. Scrolling on down, we go to Section 5. Who is in Section 5, you may ask? Well, on the left-hand side, in the 5th seed, our intimidating warrior knight figure of Avalon. He is quite the brute, and he is quite good at butchering things. And I mean that in the best way possible because he works with deli meats and stuff. That's why I said that. But nonetheless, he is intimidating no matter what because he works with sharp objects. It is Volgor from far beyond the world. And he is facing off against the light and bubbly on the outside, but quite cynical on the inside. And that's all I know about him because I haven't played his game, unfortunately. From Repeat, it is Philip. We have Volgor versus Philip in the left-hand match of Section 5. But we go to the right-hand corner with a tighter matchup with the 37th seed in the left-hand side. He is from the Hendricks estate. He is somebody with not too much direction, but he is quite lax in nature. It is Carl from Echo. And he is facing off against another Echo Universe character, but this one is from 100 years ago. He is also part of Madame Dora's company, you could say. And he also kind of part-time works in the tavern he lives right by. He's also quite known amongst some of the guys in the community of Echo. It is Samuel, the MC from the Smoke Room. This is going to be quite an interesting matchup. I feel like the right one might be closer than y'all think. I'm not too sure about... I don't remember who I voted for in this one, but I could see this one being kind of close. But we'll go to the match on the left first. We will present the results of Volgor and Philip. The results are in. Philip, Volgor, the winner is Volgor, just absolutely slamming this one out of the park. He is definitely taking this one. No turning back with 109 votes to 42. Volgor wins and moves on to the round of 32 and the Section 5 finals. Congratulations, Volgor, and a good run from Philip. So, 151 responses in this one. Volgor received 72.2% of the vote, while Philip received 27.8%. Well, Who will face off against Volgor in this next round of 32, you may ask? We'll find out now as we find the results of Samuel versus Carl. This Samuel is from the smoke room, not repeat. Carl and Samuel, your results are in. Your winner is Samuel with a great start, and he is keeping on with it. No turning back. This is a definite Samuel dub, and I can say that prematurely as it has come true. Samuel wins this round and moves on to face Volgor in the round of 32. Congratulations, Samuel, and good run from Carl. I thought it was going to be closer than that, actually, so I'm a bit shocked. But nonetheless, Samuel received 63.3% of the votes, and Carl received 36.7%. There are 150 responses for that one. Oh goodness. Gotta remember to keep your eyes away from the screen occasionally, because sometimes you look too long and your eyes get foggy. Alright. I'm going to hide that, and we are going to travel on over to Section 12. Section 12 consists of gotta keep my voice nice and fresh. Here we go. This one's gonna be one of the most interesting sections in my opinion. I feel like any one of these candidates can win their section, and I feel like it's an equal chance amongst all of them. Call me crazy, but I just think that all of them have some sort of chance of winning their matches. Here we go. In the left-hand match, in the left-hand corner, from Nekajishi, our dance partner slash potential boyfriend at the get-go. Not sure exactly. I was terrible at remembering the beginning of this plot. It is Senpai or Shuchi from Nekajishi. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side of that match, Senpai will be facing off against the politician and also potential Adastran Emperor. He is one to really fight for his people, especially in terms of the healthcare in his country. His world, actually. The world of Adastra does not have the best healthcare, according to him. But he is one to really fight for those rights of his people. It is Cassius from Adastra / Chemia. Now, we move on to the right-hand side. So just a reminder, it's Senpai versus Cassius. The right-hand side, we have characters that are a bit more kind-hearted in nature. In the left-hand side, the keeper of the Minotaur Hotel. One that is indebted to that hotel for eternity, but one who will always do so to the best of his ability. It is Asterion from Minotaur Hotel. He is facing off against somebody who supposedly has his own temple. I am not confirming this. This is just rumor has it. He may have a temple on Discord. But nonetheless, he is our cool and slick. I think he rides motorcycles. I might be wrong about that fact. You may have to fact check me on that. I thought he did. But nonetheless, he is so cool, so suave. It is Tom from Socially Awkward. So that match is Tom versus Asterion. I had such a tough time with this one. This was my hardest match to vote for. And you may be shocked once I reveal who I voted for. But you may be shocked too about who I voted for on the left also. So these are, like I said, these are, in my opinion, the toughest section and toughest matchups. At least amongst each other. Like, these candidates are so toughly fit against each other. He rides normal bicycles, but in a cool way. Hey, there we go. Thank you, Senri, for the fact check there. And I'm going to just mute this. Thank you, very quiet advertisement, for being muted. But, yes, I think these are some interesting matchups. And the first one we're going to reveal is between Cassius and Senpai. In a few seconds, as I wait for the ad to finish. Alright, let's go. Now we go over to the Section 12 results. Senpai, Cassius. The winner of your match is... Okay, very close ones in the beginning. It is just neck and neck, but Cassius is on the upper hand throughout this. Will Senpai catch up? He is catching up! It is too late as Cassius pulls out a 3-vote victory against Senpai Shuchi. This one was that was a bit of a rush, but I actually voted for Cassius. Call me crazy, but I just have my opinions. I just feel like Cassius was my better choice in this. But Cassius just pulls it out with a 3-vote margin to pull off our second upset of the bracket. And Cassius, with an exact 51% to Senpai's 49%, you couldn't call it any closer. Man, that one got me really riled up there, but we have another upset, so congrats on that, and looking forward to seeing who Cassius faces in this next round. Alright. Yeah, I felt the same way in the sense where I was like, I wasn't really too fond of either, but yeah, both Cassius too. Yeah. The first time I'm really disappointed by a result. I am sorry, bring out the pitchforks, but I'm just not a fan of Senpai. Or Shuchi, whatever you want to call him. Just call me crazy, but I don't know, man. Just... That's just my opinion. You can have yours. But, who will Cassius face in the Section 12 finals? Will it be Tom? Or will it be Asterion? The results have been calculated. And here they are. Asterion with a good start, actually. Tom is taking a decent lead, though. Asterion is... maybe not. Tom is taking quite a jump on this one, and Tom is your winner. Tom is moving on to face Cassius in the round of 32. I'm a bit disappointed, personally, because I voted for Asterion. But, yeah, that's why I thought you guys would be shocked. But Tom is really good, too. I'm not hating on Tom, though. It's just, these are just two tough candidates, and Asterion is an up-and-comer, in my opinion, so hopefully in the future he gets some better rankings, but that is just up to the public. So, 151 responses for this one, and 58.9% of them went to Tom. A little close for comfort for a 12th seed, and Asterion got 41.1%. So, it's going to be Cassius versus Tom. Interesting matchup in my opinion, and I am curious to see what y'all think about it. Alright, so we are 3/4 of the way through now. We are hitting that stride, we are hitting the peak. Or we already kind of did with that upset with Cassius, but we move on to Section 13. This one is also kind of a nice section in my opinion. Here we have in Section 13 in the left-hand match, the left-hand corner. He is a miner, but not that type because he mines in the Echo Caves. He is a tough man on the outside, quite big and sturdy, but very kind and supportive to his friends deep down. It is Nikolai from the Smoke Room. he is facing off against the MC from Repeat. It is Yuka. Once again, I do not know much about Repeat, so I'm sorry for that. But nonetheless, we go on to the right-hand match. Nailed it. In the left-hand side, he is our Panther character. He supposedly can be a bit soft-spoken, but quite liked by his community. From After Years, it is Rowley. He is facing off against the other tennis ace in a sense. He is the star tennis player of his college. He is also quite a good dancer. We all know why, but nonetheless, from extracurricular activities, it is Spencer. Here we go. Now, we are going to present the results of Section 13. Who will win out on Section 13 and make it to the section finals? We are going to present the results of Nikolai and Yuka first. Nikolai, Yuka, here are the results. Yuka with an early jump, but Nikolai springs back in action and just puts the hurt on it. He is taking it all the way down with 104 votes. Nikolai wins the round of 34 and moves on to the Section 13 finals. Well, let's congratulate Nikolai here and a good run from Yuka, or MC from Repeat. So if I check the results here, we have 152 responses. 68.4 of them went to Nikolai, and 31.6 to Yuka. Alright. Now, let's travel on, shall we? To the 20th versus 45th seed match. We are presenting the results of Spencer and Raleigh. I think that might be all the... No, wait. No, Samuel from Repeat still has a chance. You'll see. You'll check out the next section. I think that might be most of them. I'm not sure if there are any Repeat boys in section, like, part 2 or whatever. We'll have to wait to find out, but nonetheless, we are going to present Spencer and Rowley's results. Here we go. Rowley, Spencer. Here are your results. Spencer with a great start, and he is just taking it far. He has no possibility of losing it here. Spencer has taken the win with 113 votes. Spencer will face off against Nikolai in the Section 13 finals. So congratulations to Spencer, and good run to Rowley. Rowley was our sole representative from after class, at least to make the bracket. So, unfortunately, that will be the end of the road for After Years, but congratulations for your representation in the bracket. Hopefully we can see more from them in the future years. So, in terms of percentages, Spencer got 77.9, Rowley got 22.1, and 145 responses in total. I'm just going to do a quick little slide through of the part 2 matches. Okay, there are no repeat candidates in the part 2 matches, or the day 2 matches, so we will go on to the final section of part 1. Section 4. In section 4, we have See how I was mentioning that there was one more repeat character? But in the right-hand match. We are going to cover the left-hand match first. This is another Echo Universe battle. In the left-hand corner, in the 29th seed, our intellect, our Masita Tribe expert, our one and only Batavian Stoat. It is Cliff from the Smoke Room. He is facing off against the 36th seed, the Hispanic, or Latina, quite family-based and quite familial type of wolf. It is Leo from Echo. Now, we go on to the right-hand side. And in the left-hand corner, as I mentioned, there is one more repeat character we have not covered just yet. He is the highest seed from the first 4. And he won his matchup there against Brimroar from Identity. So he managed to keep his seed and take on the best potential scenario of being a first 4 matchup. So, in the 61st seed from repeats, he's supposedly some kind of butler servant type, I think? I have not played repeat, so I apologize for butchering the backstory. In the 61st seed, it is Samuel from repeat. And in the right-hand corner, he is supposed to manage the temple of the main character's hometown. He is quite the powerful figure in that matter, quite the magical figure. He is a god, literally. It is Lin Hu, the guardian tiger from Nekajishi. Here we go. We are going to present the final results of today. And the final results for this weekend, at least, because the next results that will be revealed will be on Wednesday, actually, for the other half of this round. So, before we get ahead of ourselves, we are going to present the results of Cliff and Leo. This one could be quite a doozy, in my opinion, because we got some great stands on both sides. Who will win between Cliff and Leo? Well, let's find out now. Leo with a strong start, but Cliff is just trudging on through. It is close, it is neck and neck. This one's getting to the end, bitterly ended with Leo with a 1-vote victory, upsetting Cliff by 1 vote. Oh my goodness. That was insane. Maybe even a bit more insane than what happened last year, but we are not going to talk about last year. Leo, fair and square, wins this round by 1 vote. Heartbreaking for Cliff. Such a good run for Cliff. I am saddened to see Cliff go, but we have Leo at least to represent in the Section 4 finals. So, in terms of percentages, if one more person would have voted, maybe a tie could have happened. 50.3% for Leo and 49.7% for Cliff. Honestly, I am just... This was such a tough matchup for me. Like, I felt terrible for either one who was gonna lose. Like, this is the biggest snub in terms of seeding, and I'm just like, yeah. This make me very sad. Either way, to see one go is just tough for that match, but Leo is going to represent in the round of 32 and Section 4 finals. Who will face Leo, do you ask? Well, Let's find out. Now we go to Lin Hu and Samuel. The winner is...
Did you know that Smirnoff number 21
Oh no, a
is the
commercial
world's
that
most
ruins
awarded
the atmosphere. Lin Hu absolutely is killing it here, so the music is not necessary. Lin Hu will be facing off against Leo in the round of 32. This is quite insane in my opinion, but quite a blowout. Lin Hu will be facing Leo. Congratulations to Lin Hu, and a good run from Samuel. The music goes back on now that the results have been in. So, 150 responses for this one. And 70.7% of you voted for Lin Hu, while the remaining 29.3% voted for Samuel. Pretends to be shocked. Indeed. I'm just really shocked about the Cliff and Leo one because both are just so, like, close. I'm just really curious. One vote came in during the last hour. I'm going to see who that last vote voted for. Don't worry, there's no name, so I won't be revealing any names or anything like that. But I'm just curious to see if that changed the results of it, or like if it would have been a tie or a 2-vote difference for Leo. No, they vote for Cliff. So they made it 1 vote closer. Wow. So, wow. It's crazy to see that some people who vote for everyone except for Cliff and Leo. Because I'm like, every vote really counted for that one. But yeah. That one had probably like the most votes. They had a lot of votes. But yeah. Some of these were just absolutely tough to watch. Because some of our best boys just missed out. While some of our candidates were quite well expected to move on. So, nonetheless, Leo and Lin Hu for Section 4. So, that is going to conclude this round. And, well, this is going to conclude this half of the bracket. So, I'm going to preview the round of 64, day 2. Link is in the description. I'm going to post it for y'all right now. If I can expand my box, please. May I expand the box, please? Ah, shoot, I deleted it. There we go. No problems. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's Echo. No one is not on the crazy side. Indeed. Here are the matches, or here's the poll for the other half of the round of 64. The results for this will be presented on Wednesday, and the poll will close on that day at that exact time. So the polls opened about an hour ago, so it will close around 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. I forgot to change that, so please don't kill me if I temporarily turn off the responses for a sec. Don't kill me. Please, nobody kill me. Okay, the responses are accepted again. Good. You did not see that. Oh, you actually didn't. Good. I just had to change the description. I kind of saw the bar graph, the pie chart. But nonetheless, here, where am I? Here, there I am. Here are the results, or not results actually. Here are the matchups for the round of 64, day 2. Once again, the link for this rankings page and all that stuff, and the matchup page is in the description. So you can check out that, check out the grand brackets, and all that. So, to give a preview on the matches, I am going to maybe post the images. Why the heck not? Alright, so I'm going to probably post these art pieces on Twitter and Discord. So we're going to start out with section 3 in the top right-hand corner of the bracket. But anyway, in the top right-hand corner, in the left-hand side, it is Shuichi from Tennessee, the volleyball-playing husky. He is quite the diligent student. He's also part of the student council. He's really trying to do his best to get into a good college, and yeah, he's got a lot going for him. But he is facing off against somebody who is already in college, and sometimes uses that time to kind of mess around with our MC and teasing him. It is Mark from After Class. So Shuichi versus Mark. This is the second year in a row that Shuichi and Mark are facing off against each other in the first round. I forgot to change it, and I maybe should have, but whatever. Last year, Mark was the 64th seed, and Shuichi was the 1st seed. Now they're a tad closer. Just a tad. But, you know, whatever. Oh, I forgot to mention, Mark also got here because he beat out, starts with a C, Chris from Santa Lucia to get here. But the other half of section 3, in the left-hand side from Ocean Avenue, he is our roommate. He is the MC's roommate. And he is quite the volleyball player, very skilled in strategy and whatnot, and is quite the, I guess you could say wholesome in nature, just more of a shyer type of character, you could say. Yeah, friendlier, I'd definitely say. It is Marcus. He will be facing off against the main, or one of the main characters from Chemo Coliseum. It is Volga. Quite the bold and brave warrior he's facing off against. But don't worry, Marcus also has self-defense lessons and all that stuff too. Like, he's good. He's kind of trained in combat too. So, you know, it can be a tough decision, at least in my opinion. But nonetheless, that is section 3. Marcus is good boy. I need to write more about him. I've been on such a drought with my writing, and I'm just trying to get finals done, and then I can reset my mind with school and my writing. Yeah, the March Man, this thing is kind of helping me get through finals, actually, to help cure my sanity, or cure my insanity. You can't cure sanity. Moving on to section 14. Mark and Marcus, indeed. Here is section 14. Ooh, we got some good matchups here. In the 19th seed, in the left-hand match, left-hand corner, he is Keisuke's bodyguard. He is quite a fearsome man, very stoic on the outside, but very caring for his loved ones on the inside. We stand him for that. We stand him for his protection and caution. It is Alexander from Tennessee. He will be facing off against another stoic type, stoic and strong. Also from a different country technically, because I think that Alexander is from, like, I forget if it's Russia or something like that. He's not from Japan originally, but our character here is kind of from the equivalent of China. I forgot what the exact name was, but our candidate here in the 46th seed, he is also somebody that minds with Nikolai. He is quite a clever man, quite a smart tiger. Probably one of my favorite Tiger boys in my opinion, so this is gonna be a tough match. Really, really tough match, so standing both of these guys, but it is Yao from the smoke room. Alexander versus Yao is... Oh gosh. This is gonna be such a tough match. But nonetheless, we go to the right-hand side. In the left corner of the right-hand match, he is somebody that is part of the shelter. I do not know much about this VN, unfortunately. I just know that he's a part of the shelter group of people or whatever. It is... I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. It's Rune. How did I not remember Rune? I'm like, it starts with an R. I am so sorry, Rune. I apologize for butchering your name. It is Rune from Shelter. And yes, on the right-hand side, he does not have a shirt in this photo. Maybe by accident, maybe on purpose. But he is the MC of his novel. He is somebody with kind of a tragic recent backstory. We are not going to talk about that yet, but anyway, he has a lot on his shoulders, trying to figure out the vault and all. It is Dave from Password. Yes, he is quite the goofball, Rune. I forgot to mention that. He's quite dorky. But yes, a more serious character versus a more silly character. And then on the other hand, we have two very stoic characters on the left-hand side. All right. So that is section 14. And based on the seeding, Dave is the highest seeded in this section, so it's expected that Dave would win this, but that's purely based on seeding. But it really could swing either way to any of these candidates. We are actually going to move on from section 14 to section 11. Let us go to section 11. Let me just double check. I heard my heater making noise and I was scared. It ain't bad, don't worry. Just old. Here we go, section 11. In the left-hand side, in the left-hand corner, also from Nekajishi, somebody who wants the help of the MC with his temple and whatnot. He is quite mysterious, not too much is known about him. It is the Clouded Leopard, Likalau from Nekajishi. And he is facing off against somebody who is a little bit more open and out there than our other character he's facing. He is quite a goofball, if I could say so myself. Quite naive. God, it's just so silly and just dorky. But gosh, could we just... We have quite some humor in this Wolfo here. It is Roderick from Limits. So it's Likalau versus Roderick. Tough one. Really tough one for me. I have really kind of tugging at my collar on this one. Yeah, but anyway, we are going to go now to the right-hand side. The right-hand matchup. In the left-hand corner from Tavern of Spear, it is Avend. And he will be facing off against the Foxo who takes the photos. He is quite the photographer. He also works in the family store, so he is kind of a family man in that sense, even though he's still single. Ladies, still single. And guys. But he can be quite cheeky a lot of the time, and we love him for that. It is Murdoch from the Smoke Room. Yeah, so Murdoch versus Avon. This could be a tough match if I knew more about Avon, unfortunately. But yeah, they both seem to be reasonably stand characters. And then on the left-hand side, Likalau and Roderick. So tough matches. So section 11, like section 12, is going to be quite an interesting one. Room for upsets? Possibly. We already had two. 3 actually. We had Coach Gill, Cassius, and Leo as our 3 upsets. Forgot to mention that, but anyway, now we can travel on down to Section 6. Here we go, Section 6. Some powerhouse characters, some well-known characters, if I could say so myself. In the left-hand corner, quite the introvert in some senses. He is not one to really talk with people, not too sociable, but he is quite a dang good volleyball player, quite athletic in that sense, and quite a badass in a sense, quite a bad guy. It is Haruki from Tennis Ace. He will be facing off against the coach of the tennis program for the MC's college. I think it's Cresthaven. I didn't know beforehand, but he is the coach of Cresthaven College or University, whatever it is. He is also an author and English teacher. Quite diverse in his skills. It is Coach Grifter from Extracurricular Activities. So we have 2 athletes, in a sense. One a former athlete and one a current athlete. Now, let's go on over to the right. In the left-hand side, in the 59th seed, from the classic VN Morinatsu. Quite the loudmouth at times, but also one to really be endearing with his friends. It is Torahiko. He will be facing off against the quite strong and well-fit and well-trained workout man who has his gym. He owns a gym. I cannot speak. He is quite a humble man in that sense too, where he does not act too confident or cocky at all. Quite lovable in that sense. He is Macon from Socially Awkward. Yeah, the Torahiko art is from the Homecoming art. I tried to do the most recent art for it, and for all the Morinatsu characters, but yeah. So that is what Section 6 is gonna look like. So Macon versus Torahiko, and Haruki versus Coach Grifter. Tough matches in my opinion, and I don't know who I voted for exactly. I don't remember. I just remember it being tough. Alright, we are going to move on to Section 7. We are not almost done. We are halfway done, actually. We are halfway done with the previews. Now we go to the left-hand side. In the 7th seed, also from Password, a childhood friend of the MC, one that would get some great support from the MC and his family, especially later on in life. It is Tyson from Password. So Tyson, I mean, I didn't mention too much in his initial intro thing, but yeah. Quite a good friend with the MC, maybe kind of a bully looking type on the outside, but he really wants to look out for his friends. Like, you can't hate him for that. But on the right-hand side of the matchup, Tyson is going up against the 58th seeded MC from After Class. It is Walter. Now, we go to the right-hand side. In the left-hand corner, from Temptation's Ballad. Kind of a shyer-looking character. He seems to be easily flustered. I do not know much about Temptation's Ballad, but he seems like a character I would really like. It is Sid. He will be facing off against another Password character. He is quite the chef and pastry maker too, I think. He can cook it all, quite in a sense. He's got quite a family background too, though, and he's got quite a keen sense on where to find medals, at least in Password so far. If you can remember to, like, one of the days. I'm not spoiling which one. It is Orlando. So now we have Orlando versus Sid and Tyson versus Walter. Interesting matchups to say the least. Now we go to the next section. We go to section 10. Pushing on down, we go to section 10. In the left-hand corner, we have one of our Echo staples, the Christian cat. The one to be very wholesome and quite holy in his way of acting. He may be a bit more fragile on the outside, but he is very supportive and very kind to those that he's close with. It is TJ from Echo. TJ will be facing off against another Temptations Ballad character, also somebody who I'd sense to be like a warrior type. Now that he has like a sword or something in his back sheath, I think. It is Morrow. Not today. It is tomorrow. So we have TJ and Morrow, two personality different types. So yes, you guys know who's in the right-hand corner. In the right-hand match, you know these two, but we're gonna go with the left-hand corner to introduce first. In the left-hand corner, in the 55th seed, one who might be too smart for his own good. One that is quite the intellect in the tribe of Avalon. It is Tano. He will be facing off in the right-hand corner. He is the MC from Chemia, and he appears a little bit in Adastra, actually, too. He is a scholar and somewhat of an ambassador for the Adastran planet as they travel to Chemia. But don't let the politics fool you. He has quite a genuine heart on the inside and wants to do the best for his people and those close to him. It is Scipio. Tough match. Tano versus Scipio and TJ versus Morrow in section 10. I'm really curious to see how this one goes down, and just in general to see like kind of how things play out with the future matches. I could definitely see some upsets happening. I'm not gonna say where, but possible. Protect TJ at all costs. Don't hurt the baby. Now we move on to section 15. We are 3/4 of the way done with our previews. This is the penultimate section. Section 15. We have a lot of orange and white in this section. A lot of orange, white, and blue, actually. Wow. In the left-hand corner, from Tennis Ace, the MC, the one to become pro in tennis. He may have the smarts, but his heart lies in the sport. He is quite the athlete, one with power and brawn. But he also has a softer side with his friends. He can be one to play around with his friends jokingly, but do so in a well-intentioned way. It is Yuichi. He will be facing off against one of the main cast members of Winds of Change. I don't know too much exactly about his role or position exactly, but he is somebody that does follow us along, I think, for a good while, is what I can remember from my vague memories of this VN. It is Ulrich. So Yuichi versus Ulrich in the left side. But who will face off against them in the section finals? Well, good question. In the right-hand side, we have two lions. or tiger. One tiger, one lion. We have two felines, actually. Canines on one side, felines on the other. In the left-hand corner, from Socially Awkward, a good friend to our MC Jace, and one to also kind of be in a flirting manner, in a sense where he will also imply things for the MC, but also can be quite the dork in a sense. He is John. John will be facing against a quite well-built and quite well-mannered tiger. He is somebody that may not have much of a living space, but what he lacks in living space, he makes up for in genuine genuity. I guess that is a bit redundant, but he is quite a kind person once you get to know him. And he will be one to check in on his friends and just make sure that they're doing all right. It is Lars from After Class. Oh yes, Tom and John are brothers. Fun fact. Anyway, John versus Lars. And Yuichi versus Ulrich. So that is section 15. We only have one more section to preview, and that is it for the round of 64 entirely. We are getting there. We are getting there, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary friends. We go to section 2. In the final section, this is going to be quite a tough match on the left-hand side. In the 31st seed, quite the handsome wolf, one that also plays guitar and has a band. Quite the cool dude. He's got the photo for it too that just says cool dude. It is Kuya from Morinatsu. Kuya will be facing off against another stoic character, but one who is genuine at heart and one to be protecting of his friends, but only when necessary. So he's very well mannered. It is Sal from Password. So Kuya versus Sal on the left-hand side. That one's gonna be tough for me. I genuinely have a tough time voting on that one. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, our final match of the round of 64. On the left-hand side, we have the Dingo, the one that manages the feral. One to be quite snarky at times, but also one to be quite welcoming. He is quite a cadet. He is Gil from ICO. He will be facing off against the number 2 seed overall. One of our main cast members from Far Beyond the World, the gentler and kinder warrior / Knight of Avalon. Also, he is a son of the current chief, potentially in line to be the next chief in Avalon. It is Rannoch from Far Beyond the World. So Rannoch versus Gil as our final match. Interesting. So this is section 2 for you. Do y'all have any thoughts on this? Once again, the poll is in the description. I posted it in the chat like way earlier if y'all hadn't gotten to it. But yeah, definitely check the description. I'm going to post it on Twitter too. So be sure to check that out and make sure to vote. Make sure your candidate makes it to the next round. Alright, so we are going to end things here. I am going to conclude things with this and let y'all vote, and I gotta get going because at 4 o'clock, actually, I'm going to be doing my D&D campaign. We're gonna be doing that from like 4 to 8, and yeah, gonna get prepped for that. Maybe rest a tad in between. But nonetheless, we are gonna close things here. And I want to thank my patrons once again in a separate screen as usual. I want to thank my fellow dorks, North Grizz, Andrew Corona, Nick Tanner, Type A Roth, and give a very special thanks to my exclusive dorks. Fire Knight 2008. And so those are my patrons. I want to thank my patrons for helping me do what I want or do what I love. And just, yeah, being able to stay a little more afloat during these tough times. And, yeah, possibly think of ways to contribute and give back to y'all. I have an idea in the making, and I really am not sure if I want to spoil it yet because I'm not sure how much into fruition I'm coming with it. It might be a bit of an expensive endeavor, let's just say that. So, no spoilers on that, but once it happens, I'll reveal it and be sure to mention it to y'all here. Alright, so that concludes this video. That is all I got for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, take care, guys.